Go much social media, oh no, I want to man the sugar. Go much social media, oh no, oh like yesterday, oh like Chibacampa. Exclusive to PSE Production. Flashback entertainment production. You went to social media when you don't get it in the new bayanga. Social media when you don't get it in the Chikwati Changa. The Leka go presentation, people in my damu. Daemadamu, Diri Kunyesha Dio. You went to social media when you don't get it in the new bayanga. Social media when you don't get it in the Chikwati Changa. Jamii Yombo ya hawali Matatizo Go much social media Oh no ga wantu mandishua Go much social media Oh no ga neno mandishua Go much social media Oh no ga mukazi wakajua Na kusambasa samba Kama kariwa mandishua Social media Oh no ga wandi mandishua Social media Social media You don't get it in the new bayana Social media You don't get it in the Chikwati Changa Leka go presentation People in my damu Daemadamu Diri Kunyesha Dio You went to social media You don't get it in the new bayana Social media You don't get it in the Chikwati Changa Jamii Yombo ya hawali Matatizo Aparama simu yuka Ipende kuchimika kuna vitu kateru Tiga yuza jape kirufi Lanari fotini Pero ala fifitini Iwe sasa vika Oluga watu Kodi unugera bana Oluga ziko ya Social media You don't get it in the new bayanga Social media You don't get it in the Chikwati Changa Leka go presentation People in my damu Daemadamu Diri Kunyesha Dio You went to social media You don't get it in the new bayanga Social media You don't get it in the Chikwati Changa Jamii Yombo ya hawali Matatizo Wasingiyose Pachocho media Kutuka ya shalo Pachocho media Mutasi ya
Peace, love, and harmony, Black Hot Fire family. I want to welcome each and every one of us to the Black Hot Fire Network 54 Correspondence Show. On the 54 Correspondence Show, we get to give updates, news and updates on what is happening around the beautiful continent of Africa. You can also refer to the continent of Africa as Al-Kebulan, or the land of the blacks. And of course, on this particular show, we want to give, the right or the rightful image of the continent of Africa. We have seen other different platforms giving a negative or a false image of the continent of Africa. But, on the 54 Corresponding Show, we want to set the record straight. And we also want to give you the rightful image of the continent of Africa, because sometimes you have seen Africa being painted as a place of disease, as a place of hunger, as a place of, fights and death. But that is not the true image of the beautiful continent of Africa. And once you are on the 54 Corresponding Show, you get to see what's real and what's not. We are coming live from our Nairobi studios. And of course, if you would like to, hit us up on our social media platforms, we are also live and interactive on our social media platforms. You can find us on Twitter, Black Hot Fire, at Black Hot Fire. You can also find us on our Facebook, Black Hot Fire Network radio station, and also on Instagram. We haven't really been doing the Instagram reels. I don't know how many of us are even active on that front on Instagram, but There is some time we were trying to even do some videos on our Instagram reels. They have become very, very popular. We might also be on Instagram some other time. But for now, find us active on Facebook and Twitter as well. And also, you will find us on our official website, which is www.blackhotfirenetwork.com. We are also on WhatsApp in case you would like to connect us with us on WhatsApp. So you can also share, give a quick shout out on WhatsApp. We'll also get to connect with all the family on our WhatsApp. Brother Ansan Kenon, peace to you too, Amani and Dugu. I hope that you are doing well. We have not had our Swahili classes for a long time. We might be picking up from where we left next weekend, but we shall be getting to update you on WhatsApp with that particular front, because Swahili has become prolific on the beautiful continent. If you go to the DRC Congo, because today we shall be talking a little bit about the DRC Congo and also other beautiful African countries, you will find Swahili being spoken there. And we purpose that even as we seek to inspire the collective African consciousness and also the unity amongst our people, we also hope to be part and parcel of that by helping us understand and have a comprehension, and also the skills to some Swahili comprehension, and also to be able to speak the language on the Black Hot Fire Network. But nonetheless, I hope that your week has been great so far. I don't know what you have been up to. I know that it's very early in the morning for most, and therefore even getting to join us at this particular time is also it's a privilege and it's a pleasure. And that is why we never take your company for granted on any show that you do on the Black Hot Fire Network. And I will play you some music. That is, the name of the song is Social Media. Social Media is one of the songs by a friend from Zambia. He goes by the name Paul Raji. And Paul Raji has been doing music for a while. He has been recording music with a label known as a PST Music. In case you're looking for some hits from Zambia, make sure to check out Paul Raji. And talking about social media, there has been a quarrel. There has been a row between social media company known as a Twitter and Nigeria. At some point, the Nigerian government, the Nigerian president really, did put out a tweet, and it was taken down by Twitter. It was actually taken down by Twitter. And they say that it actually was provocative. It was provocative. It also would inspire a civil war in Nigeria again. And therefore, they deleted the tweet. And the tweet, of course, was by the president. He goes by the name Muhammadu Buhari. Muhammadu Buhari has been the president. He's the second term that he is being president. And he has not had an impressive track record, to say the least, because people have been let down. People feel that they have been let down. I do have some Nigerian friends. Sometimes we had hosted a King Talk on the show. He's from Nigeria. And when I get to ask them what's going on with the Twitter situation, what's going on with the economic situation, it seems to be dull. There are not really lots of hopes. But right now, there was an incident where there was an up, there was some upheaval. And what did happen is that the Nigerian president did say that he has a lesson to teach. He did say that there was a lesson to be taught to these particular individuals who have enjoyed peace but do not know the price for war. For him, he said that he had been a military officer for so long, and therefore he knows the real price of war, and he knows how many people have lost their lives fighting for Nigeria. And therefore, what he was trying to say was giving a warning to the elements who are destabilizing Nigeria. We do have a lot of militant militia groups in Nigeria. Some of these groups have been involved in kidnapping school children. I do believe most of us do remember about the Chibok girls. The Chibok girls were kidnapped. And the thing with Nigeria is that the funny thing, I think the Nigerian government is also joking around. These people come in bikes. They will attack a village and come with the bikes. Maybe there will be about a group of maybe 30 militias and come with a bike, attack a village, and then they will go and kidnap these children. And they will not put the children in rollies, or they will not transport them in vans. What normally does happen is that they take them to the forest and they have to walk. So I'm getting to wonder, if you have to get students or pupils from a school, and then they have to walk and you take them to the forest where you will hide them all, where they are being hidden when they have been kidnapped, you realize the government has the capability. I do believe. I don't think they have all the enough number of planes to be able to do the searches and everything else like that. But in some situations, we have heard about these particular people being kidnapped for like a week or like for 4 days before anything, and then there's a ransom being asked for. And recently, there has been a new law that has been set in place in Nigeria, such that there will not be any payment of ransom, because these payments of ransom has inspired more and more people to be involved with these gangs and these militias that have been kidnapping the children in Nigeria. Especially, we have had about this year alone, I believe they have had about 4 incidences this year alone, and therefore it's becoming so rampant every other weekend, especially around Thursdays and Fridays. You will hear of a situation where a school was attacked. Some people even are part of the family of the principal or the headmaster of that particular school, and there is about maybe 120 students that have been kidnapped, or maybe about 100, or maybe even 50. Sometimes the numbers that do get to vary from whom you ask. But I think the government has failed the people of Nigeria, because one of the campaign promises that Mr. Buhari did get to offer is to deal with corruption and also to deal with insecurity, because these two matters have actually plagued the country of Nigeria: insecurity and also the matter of corruption in this country. But after Twitter did put down his comment, also the wife of Buhari, the wife of Muhammad Buhari, who is the president, also decided to actually deactivate her account. And then shortly after, there was a matter of the government saying it shall be banning Twitter in Nigeria. And right now, as it is, the government of Nigeria has said that Twitter must also register locally. That is what they are saying. The government is saying that they have to also register locally if they want to continue with operations in Nigeria. This is what they have been saying. And now, of course, Nigeria's Minister of Information and Culture, he goes by the name Lai Mohammed, did get to say that there has to be some conditions that the government is imposing on Twitter for Twitter to be reinstated in the country. And this is what is going on in this nation of West African nation.
Vitu ziko tight sana. That's why Fiber gives you the most affordable and the best data bundles.
Nigeria has listed conditions it wants Twitter to honor before a ban on the microblogging site is rescinded. Nigeria's information minister said Twitter must obtain a license from the country's broadcasting regulator.
I think first and foremost, like I said, Twitter must register as a company in Nigeria. It will be licensed by the Broadcasting Commission, which is the regulatory agency, and must agree not allow its platform to be used by those who are promoting activities that are inimical to the corporate existence of Nigeria.
Last Friday's decision to suspend the platform came days after Twitter deleted a remark by President Muhammadu Buhari. There are nearly 40 million Twitter users in Africa's most populated country.
We are not just banning Twitter because Twitter has been nasty to a particular person. No. We gave a specific reason. Twitter has continued to become the platform of choice for the separatist movement, IPOP. And we think that no country in the world will accept that.
There's been a sharp deterioration of the security situation in Nigeria this year, with deadly attacks on security installations in the southeast and kidnappings in the north and center of the country. President Buhari's security record has been the subject of fierce criticism.
That is a little bit of the situation with the social media company Twitter in Nigeria. And as you can see, there has been a quarrel. It's a quarrel that will continue, because Twitter did set up a headquarter. Twitter did set up a HQ in Ghana, but I think also that also creates a part of the problem, because maybe perhaps Nigeria had hoped that Twitter having 40 million users in Nigeria, they would have first and foremost considered Nigeria for the headquarters. But you all know, like I said, Nigeria is suffering some of the biggest challenges, such as corruption. There is also the matter to do with the insecurity in that particular country. And apart from that, there are other different challenges the nation is facing, because we also do have the Biafra. Biafra is one of the separatists, one of the regions in Nigeria. that wanted to secede or to be independent, to be self-ruling or to be autonomous in Nigeria. They wanted to be apart, to set themselves apart from our from the country Nigeria, and be their own nation known as a Biafra. And you remember in the 1960s, in the late 1960s, there was a very, very big civil war, which was, of course, by the Biafra, by the liberation forces that wanted to liberate, quote unquote, liberate Biafra from Nigeria. And there was also the Nigerian forces that, of course, were fighting these Biafra movement. And so many people did lose their lives. That was in the late 1960s, around 1968. That is when we did have this kind of war. And even till today, we still do have some separatists, if I might call them so, people who want to separate themselves from Nigeria because they do believe Nigeria is not able to meet their needs, or Nigeria is not able to represent them well, and perhaps the vision that Nigeria has does not cover or does not include what their own vision of their own region is. The same thing has been going on. If you look at Ethiopia. In Ethiopia, we have had the Tigray conflict. And the Tigray conflict, of course, right now it has been said to have brought about a humanitarian crisis, in that particular region. Because if you look at it, if you look at it, you will find that people in this Tigray region are really not able to access, food. They are also not able to access humanitarian assistance. Because there has been a lot of fighting and hostility in this region at the end of the day. And the government of Ethiopia, of course, has been called upon. I'm just trying to draw parallels between Ethiopia and Nigeria, in that in these two countries, we do have separatist movements. Of course, it's not just for these two countries. Many other African countries, you will find fighting because there is a separatist movement that wants to fight the government of the day. And at the end of the day, they are saying that they are not properly represented. And that is why they do believe that, fighting will enable them freedom. But that has not been the case even for Ethiopia, because the Tigray region has been having the TPLF, or the Tigray People Liberation Front, the Tigray People Liberation Front. And the Tigray People Liberation Front has been fighting against the forces of, the Ethiopian government, because the Ethiopian government also has its own strong military. And this particular kind of a war has left so many people homeless. And there has been a lot of internal displacement that has led to people moving from Ethiopia going into Sudan. Others have left Ethiopia and they have gone into Eritrea. And the Eritrean forces have also been asked to, to not take part in this conflict. Because they were also seen to be, some of them have been said to be funding or helping the TPLF in terms of destabilizing Ethiopia. And there has also been another bad element in this particular conflict, because there was a leader in Ethiopia who did say that Egypt also has a hand in terms of all these conflict. They were saying that some of the people who were fighting these, or some of them might have actually, might have been funded from the outside. And maybe their funding is coming from Egypt, because you remember there was a conflict between these two countries, Egypt and Ethiopia, because of the construction of what is known as the Grand Renaissance Dam. The Grand Renaissance Dam is being built on the River Nile in Ethiopia, and the people of Egypt feel that this will limit the volume of water, flowing downstream into Egypt. And River Nile is a lifeline of Egypt. If you do not have River Nile, it means that the people of Egypt will not be able to do any farming. They will not have any reliable source of water, and therefore life would be much more difficult for them, because the people will be food insecure, among other different challenges, without the River Nile. But the government of Ethiopia did hold its ground, and in Ethiopia they say that they will be continuing with the construction of the dam, and they want to fill up that water reservoir in a period of 3 years. While as Egypt itself wanted this particular dam to be filled up in a period of about not less than 7 years. And therefore, these conflicts between these two countries might also be another third dimension in terms of what is going on. That the conflict might not even just be about the separatists in Ethiopia. The conflict might even be being fueled from the outside by people who want to see Ethiopia and its projects fail. So that is a little bit of what is happening. But at the end of the day, we also need to have the matter of the humanitarian crisis being addressed, so that people can also, get to have some food, also be able to have their security, because you might wake up today and you have a little bit of food, and tomorrow your houses have been destroyed because of the fighting in the area, and even people have lost their lives in Ethiopia. But that is what is happening with the security situation in Ethiopia and Nigeria. And also, I do think personally, I would like to see Twitter also being registered in Nigeria, because these companies never pay nothing, They make money from these countries, but I don't think they ever pay. There is any real tangible benefit coming into these countries. So I would like to see perhaps Twitter paying, Twitter also getting registered in Nigeria. And one of the people, of course, apart from the president of Nigeria, who was kicked out, or whose comments were kicked out from Twitter, we also did have Donald Trump. And we have seen the continued censorship. And I do believe that social media, for one, I do not wholly support the banning of social media in a country, because social media brings people together, not just from Nigeria. You will find a wonderful interaction between the people of Nigeria, the South Africans, the Kenyans on social media. These are the three countries I know that are very, very much strong and vocal on Twitter: Kenya, Nigeria, and South Africa. You'll find even, things coming up and people do know what's happening. And people also do get to connect in wonderful ways on these particular platforms. So, but there also has to be sobriety in how these particular platforms also do operate. At some point, I remember Donald Trump was suggesting that these particular companies maybe should be broken down, because if they are giants like that, that means they cannot even be held. They go out. It's like they're ungovernable, if you ask me, for lack of a better term. But Trump also was hailing. Trump also did hail the move by Buhari, the president of Nigeria, to ban Twitter. He asked other countries to ban Twitter and Facebook for not allowing a free and open speech. And he was asking, he was trying to fuel up the matter. He was just gassing up everyone and saying, who are they to dictate good and evil? This is Trump who was saying, who are they to dictate good and evil? If they themselves are evil. That is what he said in a statement. And of course, his posts before and after the radio allegedly have said to have encouraged violence, just like Buhari's comments were said to have encouraged violence in this particular country. And nonetheless, this is a 54 correspondence show. In case you're joining us for the very first time, we just come and touch base and find out what is going on in Africa. And we also come up and get to share with you, some positive and negatives. Some people just want to share the negatives of the things that are happening in Africa. And sadly, I think negative news do spread faster, or they do sell for some reason. I think sometimes people are inclined to negativity. They want to hear a school banned in Africa, or they want to hear corruption is at its best in Africa, or they want to hear there's drought and famine in Africa. I don't know. There's some inclination, some sort of an inclination to negativity. But on the 54 correspondence show, we also want to share with you positive stories are coming all the way from Africa as well. And there is what we do know as the country with the most resources, and this is the DRC Congo. Most of the time you hear about the DRC Congo, you just hear about the DRC Congo in regards to Ebola, in regards to HIV and AIDS, in regards to other things. But this is a country with the most natural resources on the planet. And the thing is, there is a very, very sharp contrast between that statement and also saying that this is one of the most poorest countries in Africa. How do you have a country being the number one in terms of natural resources endowment? Because if you go and look for cobalt, you'll find it here. If you go and look for diamonds, you'll find it here. If you go and look for gold, it's there. If you go and look all these other kinds of natural earth metals that you might like to find, magnesium, zinc, copper, you will find it right here in the DRC Congo. But at the end of the day, we also do have the country having nothing that they can show for this endowment. If you look at the infrastructure, if you look at the roads, the railway lines, the air transport, if you look at schools, hospitals, there is nothing, that they are at a very, and even those, the few that are there, at a very, very deplorable state. But nonetheless, there are some positive news coming from the DRC Congo. There is one of the diamond companies, which is known as MIBA. It's actually state-owned, and there is a hope for this particular company being revived in this beautiful country, which of course is in the south. It's in the south central Democratic Republic of Congo, and of course this is a home to the state diamond company, MIBA, the Bakangwa Mining Company, and it's run by the government. But it had also declined because of a poor management, and also the embezzlement and looting of looting of the resources in the Congo Wars between 1997 and 2003, and therefore the company was left in much debt. But right now there is hope that this particular company will be revived, and the government will be able to also make some gains from this particular company. Let me share with us real quick.
The city of Mbuji-Mayi, the capital of the Kasai Oriental province in south-central DR Congo. It was home to the country's state-owned diamond company, Miba. The facility was closed at the height of the 2008 financial crisis. Today, the company is still a shadow of its former glory. Mining has resumed with a view to relaunching with the help of the government. $5 million, a payment that Kekaping gave to Miba. The mine is operational. Exploitation is underway, but at a minimal level. That $5 million was released in August last year by President Felix Tshisekedi, who hailed from the Kasai region. Managers of the facility say the inadequate capital injection was to help Miba become profitable. But buyers like Ilunga want to see much more from the government. If Miba's activity had really resumed, we would have felt it. Life would have resumed. Money would flow. The government owes Miba a lot of money. It does not have the will to pay this debt. If they pay Miba, Kasai will be much better off. Set up in 1961, Miba is 80% state-owned with a 20% stake by a Belgian company.
And that's a little bit of what's going on with the revival of that particular mining company in the DRC Congo. And it's actually a good thing to see that there's some hopes. The problem is, you see, they do have the finest diamonds. If you look at what the company, a little bit on that movie, they do have some of the finest diamonds. But the contrast is, you could also see at the end part of that video, the people are living in mud houses. And in the area that you are living, you do have the best diamonds. You do have the best every other thing. You have cobalt, you have magnesium, you have zinc, you have iron ore, you have gold. And that's the saddest part. Unless the people wake up and get their acts right, and also realize that all these other people who have come into the country to destabilize do not mean them any good, then we cannot have any kind of a gain. People cannot really feel that they are gaining or benefiting from all these minerals in the DRC Congo. You could see, I did show you a little bit of that video. And also, there's something else that did happen. I think someone brought it up on WhatsApp. I don't remember. That was that Ansanken one or last quote. I don't know who brought it up on the WhatsApp. You remember there was a discovery. There was a mountain of gold, quote unquote mountain. Is it a mountain or a hill of gold that was discovered in the DRC Congo? I didn't get to see. I haven't gotten to update myself and see what did happen eventually, because there's no way you'll go out in the public and say, "Oh, we have discovered gold and it's all gold here," and people will scramble and run, run and scramble for the gold, and then the West will not leave you be. The West will not allow you to go and have your gold and trade it as you will. That will not happen any other day. I wish the people would have remained silent and continued with their business, and then find ways to trade and to mine and also to gain from the resource. But that did not happen. They went all out. The video did circulate, and I will be giving you updates real soon on what did happen with that particular one, because I do believe the people did sell themselves out. Derek Askew, sir, thank you so much for joining us in our piece. Baron Scott, thank you so much. And thank you, Derek, Spectrum family. Much love to you too, brother. We hope that you are doing well, and also Ansanken and everyone else that is checking in on us just to find out what's really good in this particular area. But nonetheless, I want to also give an update. You remember, when you talk about something positive, the problem is we do have some positive news coming from the DRC. But there has also been a call, by the UN peacekeepers, and the UN is actually asking for an additional support in terms of adding more soldiers in the DRC, because they say the fighting and the insecurity in the northeastern part of the DRC has escalated. And to no surprise, if you were to go to the same northeastern part of the DRC Congo, you'll find the area rich in minerals. So it's no surprise that the same area you're hearing the UN and everyone else calling for more forces to be put in that area because of the insecurity, because of the militia, because of this and that other situation. In the same area, you will also find to be endowed with a lot of resources, and therefore there is an intentional destabilizing of this region, so that the looting can continue to happen. And the government of the DRC, of course, has not been strong. We do not have a proper military in the DRC Congo, and therefore, even if the resources are, being stolen or being looted right, left, and center, there is not much the government in the DRC can do on its own because it's weak. It does not have a powerful military. The same thing also applies for most African countries, because we have been divided into small nations. After the Berlin Conference in 1884, there was a dividing of Africa into small parts like a pie. And therefore, all these small countries, they do not really have the capability to, of course, put together a strong military force unless we are a united unit. If we did have, for example, East Africa coming together, having like 6 countries unite and forming a military force, that would be something. If we did have the South African countries or even one unified force for the whole continent, that would be really something. Right now, you cannot talk about Togo having a military force, Djibouti having a military force, Kenya having a strong military force. You cannot talk about even Mali or Mozambique having a strong military force, because these are countries that are tiny, and even the organizing the leadership of these countries are really weak. But nonetheless, I want to draw to attention what has been happening with the African Union. The African Union did put together what we do call the Pan-African Parliament. And the Pan-African Parliament, of course, is an organization, or is an organization that, of course, brings together Pan-African nations and gives them one platform. And this particular platform is meant to help the people come and discuss matters affecting us as the African people, whether you are from South Africa, from Kenya, from Ghana, from wherever you might be. The African Union has put together that particular platform, which is the Pan-African Parliament. But what we are seeing with the Pan-African Parliament is the lack of seriousness, for the better part, the lack of seriousness in terms of really overlooking the small matters and going on into the real issues. People want to fight into who becomes the secretary or the treasurer, or who is elected into this and that other position. And even with these particular kinds of elections that are internal, we are not able to handle those. We have the African Union, the Pan-African Parliament has not been able to do those internal elections in a way that shows maturity, or shows integrity, or shows, let me call it, political maturity. We have not been able to do that as the Pan-African Union, which is a shame. What has happened is that recently there has been 2 days of consecutive chaos in the parliament, which has been put together. The whole point of having a Pan-African Parliament in the first place is really to give a platform. It's really to give a platform for people really to come up and share, share on different matters, and also, build. That's the whole point, coming together and building as the African people. But the proceedings, of course, were adjourned after 2 days, where the members of staff did. There was a chaos in this particular parliament, and of course, I won't share with us one of the videos. Let me share with us one of the videos on the day 4 of the 4th ordinary session of the parliament, of the 5th parliament, and it's really a shame, but this is what is happening. Let me share these with us real quick, and then we shall continue on the same. Julius Malema, of course, has also spoken on it. He's one of the member of the Pan-African Parliament, and this is how the activities have been conducted in this country, in the Pan-African Parliament. Seems like I cannot get the audio for this, but this is the Pan-African Parliament. Let me see if I get the other one with the audio. And also, like I said, Julius Malema has spoken on the same and urging people to have a better way of addressing matters. Just a second. We have actually been talking about Julius Malema, and Julius Malema, of course, he did project himself, and his party has projected him as a person who is after the liberation of South Africa, the liberation of South Africa. But apparently, Julius Malema also does not know what is happening